mind apart? Maybe it's just a play of shadows, but the shadows here are too alive. I felt someone walking a step behind me. The urge to switch on the flashlight became almost unbearable, but I held on. The unknown was my shield, until I felt a note in my trouser pocket. At first, I thought it was trash, but as I felt the paper, I discovered faint letters, not written, but as if carved by an invisible blade. With trembling hands, I pulled out the pen and began tracing ink over the ghostly marks. The words came to life, forming an order. I must stop. I turned pale. All this time, I had been walking without stopping, deciphering the text as if my life depended on it. Turn right. Walk 200 meters forward without turning. Reach the oak with a white string tied around it. Tear off the tree's bark. Look under it. Leave. Stupid? Yes, but there was no choice. After 200 meters, I saw a grove. The trees, like ghosts, stood in a row, wrapped in white strings. In the dark, they merged into a single mass. Only a careful inspection revealed that very oak, the string was perfectly white, the others pale yellow. Clever, too clever, flashed in my mind. Unable to resist, I switched on the flashlight. The light ripped the tree trunk from the darkness, and I realized, this isn't the end yet. I'm alive. Still alive. And I must finish what I started. I scratched the oak's bark until my nails cracked, ready to fall off. The pain was hellish. I bit them off with my teeth, continuing to scrape the tree with the remaining skin. I picked up a block I found nearby and dug into the bark, millimeter by millimeter, either to calm my nerves or to dull the pain paralyzing my arms. Splinters dug into my palms. The wind caressed the raw wounds. I'm going mad, I thought, but didn't stop. Damn, damn, damn. My hands slipped from the trunk. The tender skin under the nails scraped across the rough bark. Splinters of bark flew toward my eyes. I barely kept my footing, clinging to the tree. I exhaled, glancing at my work. Just a little more, I whispered, like a musician composing a death mass. But unlike him, I didn't know if there would be an ending. And then it struck me, what am I looking for under this bark? The wound on the back of my head was bleeding again, as if I had plunged headfirst into a hellish cauldron of events. This is the pain they feel in the Valley of Fire. Raced through my mind. Maybe this is hell? My personal circle of hell. For 3 minutes, I sat clutching my knees, rocking back and forth like a child waking from nightmares. But the nightmare wasn't over. This wasn't a dream. I knew it. I knew what would happen next. Silence. Grave silence. No crickets chirping, no wild beasts stirring. For 3 minutes, I felt a gaze. A figure stood behind me, patiently waiting for my next move. Waiting, this agonizing calm before the storm. Worse than all the horrors I'd endured. For minutes, I tried to close my eyes, knowing it wouldn't save me. The figure waited. I prayed it was a serial killer, something familiar in this madness. I imagined he was smiling. A smile that makes you cringe, searching for hellish shades in it. Final whimpers. I knew I had to turn around. I knew I was already dead. It was just a matter of time. All right. Okay, I whispered. In the silence, it sounded like a final scream. Slowly, I turned my head, blinking rapidly. The flashlight I had dropped earlier illuminated the figure. Never had I seen so clearly, so sharply. The dark forest became the perfect backdrop for the silhouette bathed in cold light. God, this would be a perfect ending if he appeared in human form. 7 days later, investigators found the body of James O'Brien. Beside him, a naked girl, neatly placed inside a tree trunk. Police concluded James was the killer. According to the investigation, after a fight with his wife, he went into the nearby forest.